You cannot come to Malawi without eating Malawi's staple food, which is Nsima, with fish from our lovely lake. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we cook Nsima, which is made from maize flour, and then I'm going to show you how we make fried fish. Yes, how we prepare it at the works. Then I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful vegetables that I got from my garden, and also some tomato gravy. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want more cooking content, more traditional food from Malawi. Subscribe and hit the notification button. So I started with preparing my fish. So you just have to wash it, cut it in the pieces that you want. If you want, you can also just fry it as a whole fish without cutting it, but I was cooking for my family, so we're like 6 of us. That's why I cut it in pieces so that it's easy for us to share. Yeah, so you just wash your fish and then you put it in a plate or whatever that you can put it in. You put in your spices, as I've indicated. I used 2 types of spices which I love, and after I put everything together, I took the fish outside so that I can dry it and the water to dry off. This makes it easier for frying. It doesn't break, it doesn't stick to the pot. Yeah, so this process is very essential. Then I went to my garden and I got these fresh vegetables. These vegetables are called rep. Yeah, they're very common here in Malawi. We like having them. Yeah, so I got the vegetables from my garden. Then I went in and started cooking. So I was actually very late. Then I decided to prepare everything at once. So you're going to see me prepare all these meals concurrently. I started with putting some cooking oil, water for my Nsima, and then in these 2 pots I'll be preparing vegetables and the soup. Yeah, so after I put in my onions and everything, I added some spices. I did add this is Raja, which is Malawi's favorite go-to spices. Like, people love Raja in Malawi. Yeah, so I just added that in our tomato soup. I will not be adding it in the vegetables, because I want them to not be spicy. I'm just gonna add some salt in it and some aromat. Yeah, so after all that is going and cooking, then I put in my fish in the pan with the hot oil, as you can see. Then I moved on to start cooking my Nsima. You just have to wait for the water to become hot, and once it's hot, you start putting in your maize flour. Yeah, so I'm going to put some maize flour until the water is thick, and I'll let it cook. After the water and the flour are holding together, I'm just gonna let it cook. As you can see, I think the water and the flour have come together, so I'll cover it up and just let it cook while I finish cooking the rest of the things. Yeah, so at this point the fish was done on the other side, so I was just turning it so that it also cooks on the other side. It was a very busy cooking session, trust me. Yeah, so I checked on my soup. My tomatoes for the vegetables were ready, so I put in my vegetables. Look how nice and green they are, so fresh. This is a sign that you should have your own backyard garden, because it's so nice just to eat vegetables that are fresh from your garden. Yeah, so at this point my vegetables were done. I moved on to check on the soup. I added some brown onion, mixed it with a little water, and yeah, it just thickens the soup and makes it taste nicer. Yeah, so for the fish, it's not complicated at all. I know after you do the preparation, it's just basically frying it. Yeah, and fish doesn't take time to cook, so you don't want it to be too dry. You still want it to be juicy, Yeah, so at this point it was ready. So more fish, and the head is actually really nice. The vegetables were done, so I took them out. Still want them to be green. The soup was done, I took it out. Then I moved to the Nsima this side so that you can see clearly. At this point the porridge was cooked, so I started adding more flour so that I can now make the Nsima. Yeah, so you just add more flour and you keep cooking it until it's ready. I don't know what I would call it, whether it's porridge, like hard porridge or whatever, something like mash maybe. Anyway, yeah, you just mix, you just cook everything together. Yeah, so this was me when I was like cooking it. We call it kuchagula in Malawi. Yeah, to say kuchagula Nsima. Yeah, so that everything mixes well. You cover it for a little bit so that it just finishes cooking, but at this point it's ready, and now we start our plating. Yeah, so I did put the Nsima, I added my vegetables, I added my soup, I added my fish, and voila, lunch was served. This is Malawi's favorite dish, guys. You should try it out, and yeah, now you know how to make it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.